Hola, peoples. I've been busy. Not gonna lie, I've been busy. But better yet, I'm still going to keep uploading these vlogs. Why didn't no one tell me last video you couldn't hear anything? Okay, that's when I want you to be able to hear me. Okay, sometimes when I upload or when I try, things don't work out as well. So I rushed to upload it because I wanted to make sure I uploaded it. I didn't want it to just be sitting in my phone. But yeah, if you can't hear, let me know. If it's glitchy, let me know. I'm gonna provide, top tier quality content. Hold on. Pushing these walls. And then I noticed I have more time to record at work or when I'm out the house compared to me working or just at home or anything. So I'm not gonna show too much of work, but and replies to some comments. Yes, IKEA vlogs. Alex comment. Give me a second real quick. As I was saying, yeah, I'm gonna start getting back into these vlogs. So majority of the time that I'm free to actually able to record, unfortunately, is at work, and that's only because usually at the beginning of my shift there's not much to do. So that's kind of what I'm gonna go for here. But with that being said, a friend of mine, Alex, he commented on the last video about working at IKEA. So today I'll explain the pros and cons of working here. But as a reminder, I want anyone else who watches this, that it is not every store. I think that's what a lot of people get confused when they watch reviews about like jobs they're searching or anything. Not every store is going to experience the same way. So everything that I explain can be entirely different for another store. Same thing with the fact that you can hear the best news from one video, but when you apply to that job, that store you apply to can be the worst job or worst management or whatever the case may be ever. So everything that I explain, take it with a grain of salt. But if you are in my town, in my city, my state, whatever the case may be, and you know for a fact that this is the one you're applying to, then I'm about to tell you the pros and cons of working at this location. Let's go. Real quick, let me explain that this might be a kind of a long video just because there's a lot of information and I could sum it up, but I'd rather give the details to the best of my ability. So one of the areas, the area that I work in is called goods flow, okay? And there's two within this area, there's two separate parts of it. It's called inflow and outflow. Inflow is where you are receiving goods, unloading trucks, restocking, putting away pallets, fixing pallets that have been crooked, pallets that are empty. You take those out to the garbage or to the compactor. Just overall, basically refilling the store. That's the best way I can describe it. You'll do picks. When other teams come in, you'll if they need anything and the leader helps them out, you'll pull stuff down for them. It's the whole, I feel like Inflow is the warehouse experience behind it, okay? Then after Inflow, there's Outflow. Now Outflow, okay, before I get ahead of myself, Inflow can occur between the hours of 2 a.m. to 12 p.m., maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, give or take on the schedule that you are provided, or whichever your HL levels are. Now, HL levels, you have HL1, HL2, HL3, and HL4, okay? No one wants to be a HL1. Why? HL1 is working hours between probably 8 to 18 hours a week. And that's like, I feel like HL1s are for high school students. That way they still have a job in some way, but they're not working as many hours. Or for elderly or someone who's in retirement and is just bored and they just, want to have something to do and something like that. I don't know. But if you're not wanting to be, if you're not either not ready to be in a working class yet, or you're not wanting to work as much, you're a HL1. That's plain and simple. Now the problem with IKEA is that they have a lot of HL1 openings. Why? Because no one wants to be in HL1. Now if you're like me, you're a HL2. It's still part-time, but you're practically working full-time. So you can range between, which it still sucks, but at the same time, if you're making, if this is like, hey, I need to get a second job, nothing with a lot of hours, but still a good amount, so I can have some pocket money, then you're going to be HL2, which is average between 20 to 32 hours a week. Now, you're more than likely, with these hours being said, you're more than likely will get the max hours. So like HL1, you're guaranteed, or not guaranteed, you're probably going to get the 18 hours. With HL2, you're probably going to get the 32 hours. It's just however way it's played, But yeah, Inflow is the part that I work in. And like I said, you're probably going to work between the hours of 2 a.m. and 1 p.m. That's not your schedule, but that's going to be a range in which you will work. Usually 90% of the time, probably actually 95% of the time, you will not deal with customers, which that is the plus side of it. Oh my gosh, my hair looks horrible, but we'll get to that in a moment, okay? But yeah, Inflow, you're receiving, restocking, doing inventory, all that jazz. Not a bad shift, not gonna lie. I love it a lot. Working between the hours of 2 and 1, you're guaranteed to get your shift in, right? Whether it's 6, 5, 8, it's whatever. But at the same time, you can either go home. Some people go home and work, or not work, but either they'll sleep and then still wake up around 3 or 4 and have the rest of their afternoon or evening and still have the rest of their day still, and maybe they'll do another sleeping for 2 or 3 hours and then go in. Some people will actually, as soon as they get off of work, go straight home, sleep all the way up till 6 p.m., 6 or 7 p.m., and then stay awake from whatever time they get up, and just stay awake till they have to come back into their night shift. Mute this. But going back to the HL levels before I continue, HL3 to IKEA standards, or at least for my location, what my location tells me, HL3 is considered a full-time employment. That being said, your hours range from 32 is being the lowest, going up to 38 hours. 38, maybe in some during peak seasons, maybe up to 40 hours a week, but I've seen mostly people going up to 38 hours, and I'm gonna explain this again in a second. HL4 still full-time, and I think HL4s have the option to be either hourly pay or salary pay. So as you all know, salary is towards the end of every month or beginning of the month, you get your full salary from whatever, months before. I don't know, you know what I'm saying. I've never worked salary, so I don't know too much about it, but I know that a lot of people know what I mean. So if you're HL4, you can choose to be hourly or salary, but I don't think you can just switch back and forth. So those are the 4 work levels you can work in. But like I said, Inflow, you don't have to deal with customers as much. The store itself opens up at 10 a.m. As soon as 10 a.m. hits, boom, customers are in the door. If you're here after 10 a.m., you're more than likely either will get asked a question by customers or will not be asked by the customers. And usually around 8 a.m., 9 a.m., that's when the other team comes in, which is called Outflow. Outflow deals with click and collect, so like online orders. So if people order on the app, they go out throughout the store, shop and get the stuff to bring it in, have it ready to go. They prepare also the deliveries for like home deliveries. So if you order it online and you want a kitchen set, cabinets and everything, they'll go use the machines, get it out the air, collect the stuff needed, put it in the carts ready for the delivery trucks to come and pick it up. They will bend some stuff too. You're still working and restocking in some way, but you're not interacting with customers as much. With that being said, since the store is open during that time, you will probably get asked questions like, hey, can you help me find this, or where can I do that? Do you have this in stock? That's the other thing too. Other departments will call the store to see if, or not the part will call the store, but they'll call your area during Outflow and ask you, can you go check this aisle real quick to see if it's in stock? Because someone could be all the way in the kitchens area in the showroom where they have the display models, and they want to make sure it's in stock before they go through with the plans, and they'll have an employee radio you from one side of the store all the way to wherever you are, so that way you can go check the aisle and do anything like that. It's unfortunate, but that's just some of the things they have to do. But again, it's not as bad. That's usually how it goes. Now again, there may be more to it. I work Inflow, so I don't really know how much Outflow entirely does. There may be a little bit more to Outflow, but everything I said about Inflow, that's mostly what we do. Get orders down, get stuff put away, we make the store look nice. Literally, if Inflow stopped working, the store would be fucked. As simple as that. So let me also keep working real quick. Now, when discussing things such as benefits and pay, let's start with pay. Okay, so with pay, when I started, I kind of got lucky a little bit, because when I started, I was lucky enough to have a pay increase within my first 3 months of working here, and that's only because my location raised the minimum wage for IKEA standards. IKEA standards for minimum wage is $11. Now, not saying that's what people will start at, but depending on a person's work history, where they worked before, if they have experience going into whatever position they applied for, and anywhere along those lines, your pay can be probably between, again, this is an estimate, it's not for sure, $11 to $22 an hour. And that's maybe, okay? Don't quote me on that. But that's where I think that the pay goes between. Benefits, let me tell you, oh my gosh. Benefits are out there. And to make sure I got them all, I actually found the benefits page on this computer here. We get a 15% coworker discount, but on top of that, there are some moments in which that 15% can go up to a 25%. Now, with that being said, you can't just have, when it comes to the coworker discount on items, you can't just bring in a random family member and say, hey, I'm John Smith's sister. That doesn't work that way. Whoever's going to be on the person whose discount you're using, so like, let's say if it's mine, I personally have to be there. I have to show my coworker ID, and whatever form of payment you're using has to match. Let's say if it's a credit card, the name on my ID has to match the name on the credit card. If you're paying cash, then there you go. But that's the way the discount works. We get meal discounts on the restaurant. There's a credit purchase program, which, oh my gosh, credit purchase program. So you know how every major retailer or whatever has the credit cards and stuff? You can do the same thing. However, instead of being charged with interest, you're charged 0% interest. And instead of you trying to set up payments and all, they actually just divide your payments up to 9 months, and with however much you spend. So let's say you spent $900. Now I'm horrible. Listen, I'm horrible at math. Okay, let's say you spend $900 on stuff. Over the next 9 months, they will take, a percentage of your check divided by 9 months. So I don't know, $90 a month. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm saying, but basically they divide your payments up to 9 months, and then whatever that payment may be, it will be taken out of your check. That way, it's done easy. It's direct deposit, I guess. I don't know. So there's that. There's educational assistance, kinder care. They have kinder care, basically child care discounts. Obviously they do direct deposit. They have a shoe reimbursement programs where if you need work shoes, hey, here's where you go. You purchase them yourself, they pay you back for that. You change your benefits. Time off. The time off is really, really what I like. So at regular places, you have your sick time, and then you have your PTO. Okay? With IKEA, you have sick time, PTO, plus your holiday pay. What is holiday pay? Let's say, so I'm not talking about like Christmas, Thanksgiving and stuff. Holiday pay is to where they give you an additional, I'm using a random number here. Let's say they give you an additional 48 hours of pay, or 48 hours so you can use to schedule time off. On top of using, random numbers here, using an additional, 80 hours of PTO given to you, plus your regular or random 30 hours of sick time. They give you so much time off because they believe a coworker shouldn't have to be overworked or anything of that sort. Give you obviously jury duty time off, leave of absence, paid time off, parental leave. They give you sabbaticals, sick time, wellness day. They have 401k, Medicare, life insurance, long-term disability, short-term disability, workers' comp, a whole bunch of stuff they can give you. They also include dental, medical, prescription, telehealth, vision, and other wellness. I'm trying to make sure no one catches me here. I'm not revealing secret messages or anything, because this is stuff that's explained when they put jobs out. I don't know, just being cautious a little bit. But then again, what I'm saying is nothing that's hidden from the public. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff. It's an amazing benefit program that they do have. So they even have post-termination expenses. So let's say if you choose to leave IKEA, they will cover you depending on what time. Let's say if you have certain amount of benefits or medical something, I guess, expenses that you haven't used, they give you a certain time frame to use that stuff still. That way you're not completely left out in the dust. So, hey, but yeah, those are majority of the benefits. Like I say, pay could differ. For childcare, if a person, is having a child, hold on, back up. First off, they allow for couples to work in the same workplace, first off. But they cannot work in the same department. So let's say if I worked in, bedding, my partner could not work in bedding with me. There cannot either be one over another either. So